Hello, and welcome to Coffee on Korriban. Today's episode is brought to you by Black Rifle Coffee Company. More specifically, Black Rifle Coffee Company is brought to me by my grandma, who is a regular viewer of this show. It is fantastic. Today, we are going to be discussing episode 14 of The Bad Batch. I know nothing about it. I was a little bit underwhelmed from last week's episode called Infested, but I am hoping with only 3 episodes left that we start getting into the gritty nitty and we get some really serious Star Wars. So without delay, I'm going to go ahead and watch the episode, which I haven't had any spoilers, and then I'll be right back with my discussion. Oh man, that was an episode. That was intense. I would classify that as gritty nitty. So that was episode 14 of The Bad Batch, War Mantle, and we got to see what War Mantle was about. What War Mantle was about the clones being replaced with recruited soldiers, and eventually the evolution into the Stormtroopers, which we saw. And this episode was just fantastic. So first off, the opening vistas of this show are just incredible. The opening shots of when they go to a new planet or a new location is just mind-blowing. And especially watching this in 4K is just unreal. The quality of the animation cannot be overstated. So when they were hunting down that clone at the very beginning, I didn't know exactly what those animals were. I still don't. They almost looked like mini sis from Knights of the Old Republic, if you remember what those look like. That was also cool that he got partially stunned. He got hit in the leg with the stun gun, and it just kind of numbed his legs, gave him a dead leg. And I didn't know those stun guns can do that. Maybe it does take a direct hit from those to actually stun a person. The planet's name was Daru, I believe, that they went to, and I hadn't heard of it before. If you have, let me know. That Camino shot of, I believe these are still the Venator class destroyer ships, but again, they're painted gray. They don't have any of the Republic markings on them anymore. They are very much looking like Star Destroyers. But that shot was just absolutely mind-blowing and beautiful, and it looked like Camino from episode 2, and it just the attention to detail is insane in this show, and that was the most beautiful shot for me of the series so far, and there have been a lot. Another thing people have been theorizing about is the destruction of Camino. Are we going to see the Empire completely obliterate Camino because they are not useful anymore? A lot of people have been theorizing about that. Definitely seems like we're headed that kind of a direction because, just the way that they're not using the clones anymore. They don't need the Kaminoans, and they are turning into a liability for the Empire. In my mind, it's pushing us towards a confrontation between the Kaminoans and the clones that haven't really been turned to the Empire's side, and against the Empire. I believe that was Stormtrooper armor. Phase 1 Stormtrooper armor. I would consider it that. It looks so sick. And all the helmet makers out there are going to be busy creating those 3D files and getting their 3D printers up and ready because those helmets were sick looking. You could tell they were larger, specifically in the back region, just like the Stormtrooper helmets are compared to the clone helmet. And it was just so cool to see those helmet designs. It was like a perfect little baby between the clone phase 2 helmets and the Stormtrooper helmets. It was a really cool design. And then also the leader of each group had that blue visor, which the visor opening still looked like phase 1 clone trooper armor visors. It was really cool, just glowing blue. And I don't remember what game it was, but I believe there was a cover art for a video game. It might have been Republic Commandos or something that had that same blue visor. So if so, that's a cool callback. I didn't play those games, unfortunately, but that blue visor looked really, really cool. Also, they said the designation of TK Trooper. Now, these could be our recruited Stormtroopers that we have now, the TK Troopers. I don't know what that means, but it seems like those newer recruits in their base were going by the designation of TK Trooper. And sorry if I'm talking a little bit fast in this episode. I'm just so pumped about that episode. It was just so cool. And also, I don't have my wife with me tonight. She's sleeping because it's very late. And usually with my wife here, it's more of a slow chit-chat discussion. So sorry for being a little bit faster paced. If you'd like the more relaxed discussion videos of me talking, not quite ASMR style, but more of a conversational attitude, then let me know that below, because I want to make content that you guys enjoy. And if you like more of the sit down, have a coffee, and discuss Star Wars kind of video, then let me know if that's what you like. We did find out that Gregor is the clone that they were holding that was trying to escape and got captured. And Gregor was in Rebels as well. And that crazy laugh that he has and a little squeakiness in his voice is just a dead giveaway that that's Gregor. And it makes me want to go back and watch Rebels. Everything Star Wars makes me want to go back and watch Rebels. And I probably will do that soon. Also, I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but the lights on the walls and just the corridors in general looked really Death Star-y. Everything's looking Imperial. I love that this show is showing the slow transition between the Republic and the Empire. Just everything's changing. The ships are changing. The paint schemes are changing. The armor's changing. The lights, the interior is changing. Just how they control everything is changing. And it's just, this is what we wanted to see out of this show. We wanted to see how the Republic turns into the Empire, and we are getting that, and it's pretty fantastic to see. And of course, the stereotypical Stormtroopers can't hit anything pretty much rang true, except they got 2 shots on our boy Gregor this episode. But Gregor does say, I didn't teach him everything, and it definitely shows. They are not bred for combat like the clones are. So it's going to take some time for the select few students to be trained well enough to be at the level of a standard clone trooper. And that's why we see the recruits that are over 6'4" that show really promising skills turn into those death troopers. But for the regular stormtroopers, just, not very good shot. They probably didn't have very good training, and they're just regular recruits. That's like if you were designed your entire life to be a Navy SEAL, and then all of a sudden you were just replaced with people that are like, oh yeah, I'm 18, I'm gonna go serve my country. And they're just getting their way through boot camp. It's not gonna compare. I also liked the shot of Omega pacing with Lula, I believe the stuffed animal's name is, just pacing in the ship waiting for them to come back. Something my daughter would do. That commander in yellow, it took 4 shots to get him down. So either his armor was beefy or just he was able to withstand the stun guns, which was kind of cool. I like that we're seeing the stun guns not have complete and immediate effect on everyone. They're not just one-shotting everyone with stun guns. So Gregor got hit in the leg earlier in the episode, and it just, stunned his legs. And then also this yellow commander got hit 4 times before it took him down. It's really cool to see that these stun guns aren't just one-shotting everyone like they seem to be doing with the regular TK troopers. The blasters on those ion engine fighters that they were using, those are TIE fighter sounds. It's, again, with the transition into the Empire, just little things changing, and they look like prototype TIE fighters as well. It's really cool to see that they are using the sound, which I think that sound effect has been used for other ships in the past, but it's the stereotypical TIE fighter blaster sound effect, and just another way that the Republic is gone and the Empire is forming. Man, that one commander got shot up and fell off the cliff. That's brutal. The show's not afraid. Just like Clone Wars, it's not afraid to show those really gnarly deaths and things. Gonki saved the day, and I don't know if he got fried. I hope he's okay, because we still need a Gonk Droid movie. And I think they said something in one of the other episodes about Gonki has a defective power unit or something. So it could just be that his power unit is always just like overcapacitized. Last cool little Easter egg that I noticed is when the ship is struggling with the thrusters to re-engage, the thrusters cutting in and out, that sound effect that was from Anakin's pod racer in episode 1. Such a cool sound effect. And it's when Anakin is trying to flip the switch to turn it back on, and it goes. That was the sound effect of the thruster at the back of their ship failing and trying to come back on. Really cool that they use the same sound effect. And lastly, I just wanted to say, Didlamasu Die? It was very ominous, the way that the doors closed. The way the Death Trooper just kind of walked in and stood next to him, holding his blaster. Is he dead? Is he out of the picture? I don't know. He wasn't my favorite character, but, I mean, he didn't He didn't need to go out like that, if he is out like that. Is there any hope? And I want you to put this down in the comments for our man Crosshair. Is there any hope at redeeming him? Is he really going to have a heart-to-heart with Hunter in his cell, right where we left off at the end of the episode? Or is he over it all? Is he not under the influence of the chip anymore? Is he thinking for himself and he doesn't want to be a part of this anymore? Is he going to help break Hunter out and come clean to them and apologize for everything he did and try to fight against the Empire with them? I know he said he was looking for the whole squad, but Hunter will do. Did that mean I'm taking out my vengeance on just you? Or did that mean that he wants to get back at the Empire and he'll be able to do it just with Hunter? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below whether you think Crosshair is still redeemable or not. And I am stoked for the last 2 episodes. We got 2 more. It's going to be really awesome. I think this could be really special, what they're setting out for. I really hope it delivers. There's definitely not any time for filler episodes now that we only have 2 left. And I want just a 2-part mega finale with huge implications. And either way, I appreciate you guys stopping by and checking out this video. And if you've made it this far in the video, I really appreciate your time. This has been Coffee on Korriban, and I will see you wherever I happen to see you in the galaxy.